Hello everyone, thank you for joining us. As we go to air, the war in the Middle East is spilling over, with the fallout now extending across the region. The conflict is likely to last for weeks, with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu confirming strikes will intensify in the coming days. President Donald Trump has also weighed in, warning the biggest wave is yet to come for the Iranian regime.
The British Prime Minister has hit back at Donald Trump after the US President said the UK took far too long to allow its bases to be used to attack Iran. It comes as Australians remain stranded overseas as the conflict rages on.
We have a team of reporters on the front line in Washington, London and right here at home. First, let's go to Chief reporter Chris Reason in Israel. Chris, the war is now expanding. Israel now exchanging fire with Hezbollah.
And Israel now refusing to rule out a potential ground invasion into Lebanon. Good morning to you guys. Yes, this came after Hezbollah in southern Lebanon decided to launch some attacks at northern Israel in revenge for the killing of Ayatollah Khamenei. Israel's response was swift. They sent jets up there, started pounding targets throughout Lebanon, including the capital Beirut, causing chaos there. Israel saying that Hezbollah has gone too far. They will regret this. Meanwhile, in Iran, they continue to pound their targets as well today, sending a total of 3 drones, attack drones, to Cyprus to attack a British base, air base there. Now, the British scrambled jet fighters, and the Greeks have now decided to send in 2 jet fighters and 2 frigates as well, given that Cyprus is part of Europe. Meaning this war is now touching the European fringes, a serious escalation. In Qatar, 2 Iranian jets that got into their airspace forced the Qatari Air Force to scramble. They shot those Iranian jets down. Old Russian 1960s-style jets. It wasn't hard, but again, serious escalation there. Guys, we've also seen Iran attack a significant, in fact, one of the world's biggest oil refineries in Saudi Arabia. 2 attack drones there that were shot down into that area. It's caused fires, and it's causing chaos as well on world oil markets. Extraordinary stuff. In Iran, they've announced that they've now had 555 people killed, and guys, among them is the wife of the Ayatollah. She has died from injuries sustained in that attack on Friday.
Continues to escalate, doesn't it? Let's go to Rob Scott in Washington, D.C. So, Rob, the President says the United States will prevail against the Iranian regime.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Shervo. We've just seen the President. He was at a Medal of Honor ceremony at the White House behind me within the last hour. The first time that we have seen him make any public comments since he authorised the strikes on Iran last week. He says that the offensive is continuing at pace and is well ahead of schedule. He made the point that initially he was told it could last 4 to 5 weeks, but now he is saying that the US military has the capability to continue on for longer than that if necessary. And also, importantly today, he is not ruling out the possibility of sending US boots on the ground. So that is a major development. The President also confirmed that the strikes have now taken out 10 of Iran's naval ships, but sadly the US death toll has now increased from 3 to 4. So 4 US troops killed in this offensive, 18 wounded. He says that this mission will continue in their honour. The President also making the point that the United States will prevail. He is confident of that, but he says he still has not unleashed fully on the Iranian regime.
This was our last best chance to strike what we're doing right now and eliminate the intolerable threats posed by this sick and sinister regime. We also projected 4 weeks to terminate the military leadership, and as you know, that was done in about an hour, so we're ahead of schedule there by a lot.
We also now have confirmation that 3 US fighter jets, F-15s, were shot down over Kuwait in what's being described as a friendly fire incident. We've seen those pictures of one of those jets on fire, spiralling and hitting the ground. That is now being described, as I say, as an accident shot down by Kuwaiti air defences. The 6 crew members, 2 on each of those 3 planes, did manage to parachute out. They are in a stable condition. An investigation now underway to determine how that actually happened. Guys.
OK, let's go to Ben Downey in London. Sir Keir Starmer says he doesn't believe the American strikes were legal.
No, it doesn't. Good morning. This was quite the rebuke from Keir Starmer, who told Parliament the reason why Britain didn't join the American and Israeli strikes is because his government, quote, doesn't believe in regime change from the sky. The British Prime Minister vowing his troops won't be involved in any attacks, only US personnel performing defensive strikes from British bases against Iranian missile sites. Now, prior to becoming a politician, Keir Starmer was a specialist international lawyer. He says the reason he didn't join this offensive is because he's not prepared to commit his military personnel to action unless they have a legal, thought-through plan, suggesting America doesn't.
I am not prepared to commit our military service people to action unless I am sure that what they're doing is lawful and has a viable basis.
It is a remarkable change in tone from Keir Starmer, who until now has had a famously good relationship with Donald Trump, a relationship that's really being tested by this political friendly fire from both sides of the Atlantic.
Yeah, it certainly is. Thank you, Ben. Now back home, let's go live to Isabel Mullen in Canberra. So, Izzy, there are calls for those stranded Australians to be repatriated by any means necessary.
There are, Shervo and Nat, good morning. The federal opposition would like to see the government use emergency military flights to get Australians out of the war zone. It is a tactic that has been used in both Lebanon and Israel over the past couple of years. Liberal Senator James Paterson saying that that would have bipartisan support and accusing Penny Wong and the federal government of not doing enough, not giving Australians enough warnings and enough time to get out of the region. Penny Wong, the Foreign Minister, has said that even military planes wouldn't work at the moment, considering that the airspace is closed. There are 115,000 Australians stuck in that Middle East region, some of them, or most of them I should say, trying to get out. They have set up a portal, the government has set up a portal so they can express their interest and intention to leave. The federal government strongly denies not giving them enough warning. The Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade warning Australians about 6 weeks ago of the escalating situation. Penny Wong holding a press conference around the same time, warning of these airspace closures and flight cancellations. Guys.
OK, thanks to our team of reporters there. Back